Hello everyone, it's time for another edition of Try Hard Racing with me, Rollcase TV, where I do the best I can with what I've got, which is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of desire to keep going. This is only the second stream ever of my career, and I don't remember where I left off, actually. I did get in the tiniest bit of practice between weeks, between last episode, which was the last episode of the previous stream, and this episode. And the reason is because there's the standing. And I'm in 10th. So I got some points, right? Yeah. Okay, I got some points. The reason is because I just filmed the trailer. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, the trailer's been out for over a month now. They scheduled the trailer release before episode 1. This will be episode 4. But it should still be there. It's going to be there for, well, if you're watching on YouTube, it's not going to be there that much longer. Only, well, I don't know. I might still keep it at the beginning of the playlist. Who knows? I haven't made the decision yet. Not a great trailer. The idea, though, is it ages. So after the game's been out for a few weeks, I will take it down, or I will just mark it private, and you'll never see it again. Which won't be sad because it's not a great trailer. All right, nothing on my wall. I answered everybody, made them all happy. Nothing in the bike development. I haven't selected an area. Oh, manufacturer wants stability. I don't need stability. I need, well, engine power would always be good. And then controlled fuel delivery. I don't know what controlled fuel delivery does. You can imagine what engine power does. It, like, makes it go vroom. And handling versus stability. Stability in corners versus back and forth handling, switching directions. Maybe. I'm still not sure about those. I played a practice a year before I started the whole process. I can actually check out. Well, I can go to the paddock and see what people think of me. Well, he's neutral, but I got some people that are happy. Trying to be nice to everybody. I don't remember if I knocked anybody over or not. I may or may not have knocked someone over in the trailer. I'll just have to watch it. Well, there's still time. All right, let's get on with it. Q2. Okay. It's a short, I do a short week. And did I get directly into Q2? No, I had to go through Q1. Okay. But I got into Q1, that was good. There should be time to do Q2 and the race. Each are about 15 minutes long. Episodes, I want somewhere between 45 and 55 minutes long. If it gets past 45 minutes, I won't have time for an event. Even a practice takes even long. The official practice takes even longer. So if I come to the end of a race and it's time to, the next thing to do is the official practice, I will probably want to give myself
We're back again from the circuit to start the second
at least 20 minutes or so
to
do the official practice. 25 minutes.
Just a few moments and we'll see them battle it out for lap times.
Yay. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. All right, whatever. All right, pre-qualifying 2. And no, did I qualify right away? No, I did. There I am. Roll cage. 23. Near the bottom. I can show off some of the customizations. That's my own custom number plate there. Yeah, you got nothing really to say. I showed this all off on it in the first thing, so. Yes, let's go to the track.
The mechanics
Yeah,
take the
flying
bike out
start.
of the pit, and the rider is ready to get on
And
the
there's a
bike.
weird bug where sometimes the announcer doesn't speak. Anyway, they will always put me in, even if I fail in Q1 and don't make it into Q2. They'll just start me at the back of the pack. Whoa! Used to it as always. I did not practice this course for the when I practiced this week for the trailer, so that might have been a smart thing to do. Of course, it would be practical to practice. It would make sense. I'm trying to think of a word to say besides practical practice. It would be practical to practice. Of course, it would be practical to practice. That's what practice means. Anyway, it would be good to practice at some point late in the week before I do my streams. These streams appear on Twitch. If you're watching YouTube, you may or may not know. The streams appear on Twitch. Read the descriptions, folks. People don't read the descriptions of videos. I know they don't make it easy. In the description, in the doobly-doo, is a link to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/rollcageunderbartv, and which, of course, you can also see the address in short form on the lower left corner of the screen. I was tempted to put up QC codes, but I don't know. That would have to take too much room if you're gonna scan it. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, twitch.tv/rollcageunderbartv, and I stream this game on Saturday afternoons, most Saturday afternoons, all except the first Saturday of the month, at 12:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is 6:30 or 18:30 in the UK. 6 p.m. And of course that's 0600 hours or 0630 in New Zealand. I give those 3 time zones because well, they're part of the English-speaking world. Those countries have a single time zone, and I mean, if I did Australia, there's like 4 different time zones. There's weird time zones in Australia. Forget I would never. Unofficial as well as official time zones in Australia. But also, those are the time zones that in the non-summer are GMT -6 for me, GMT 0, not GMT, UTC. UTC -6, UTC 0, and UTC +12. Now, UTC +6 is Bangladesh, but in the summertime, which it is here, they will not see the video at midnight when it should be coming out there. It's at -6, because I'm then not -6, I'm only -5. So you have to shift over to Thailand to the 4th relative corner of the earth. And I don't know when you're going to be watching this. I'm streaming it in the summertime, and it's currently the summertime here, both here and in the UK and in New Zealand. Although the US a few years back changed over their daylight savings time to make it longer. So we actually go to daylight savings time slightly earlier in the spring, but in the spring, like by a week or something, but quite a bit later in the summer. We don't go. We stay in daylight savings time longer in the summer, so our daylight savings time lasts until like the middle of November or the end of October, and then it starts like the last week in March. And yes, I believe they should get rid of daylight savings time. Every place that uses daylight savings time now should just get rid of it. And people have proposed, well, let's make it all the time. Let's because we do daylight savings time 3/4 of the year as it is. Not quite 3/4, but we do it like 7 months of the year it is here in the U.S. Let's why don't we just do it all the time, and then you wouldn't have the loss of productivity when people change their sleep schedule. And people have said, well, you really should just get rid of it altogether. That's the best option. I remember there was watched this video where somebody was interviewing someone that was a longtime proponent of getting rid of daylight savings time, and this was when there was a bill going through Congress about, rather than get rid of daylight savings time, just getting rid of the time changes and making it permanent. And the person would not relent that, well, that would be better than the current system. The interviewer was like, well, isn't it better to just, and the expert said, well, or the advocate, how much of an expert she was, the advocate said, well, we really just should be getting rid of daylight savings time. And the interviewer kept saying, well, the current system is meant, why should we get rid of it? And one of the things that the person cited was, it's kept saying, well, it's disruptive to the body's cycle and et cetera, circadian rhythms. And the interviewer, well, wouldn't that be better if we kept a consistent time throughout the year, even if it is an hour later? No, getting rid of daylight savings time is the best option. But isn't this a better option than the existing? Daylight savings time is the best option. Okay, I get that, but is this option better than the current system? Getting rid of it is the best option. Would not relent, would never admit. I mean, just made themselves look like a fool. They could have been making good points, and I think they had good points to make, but completely made themselves a fool because they wouldn't answer the question that was obvious based on the information they gave. Yes, it would be better. Would it be ideal? No. Would it be better? Yes. So, what's the perfect is the enemy of the good, or something like that? Anyway, where am I sitting currently? 18th. Am I likely to finish? I know I didn't get that quote perfect. Am I likely to finish higher than 18th? Maybe. I think I've got the possibility of knocking a few seconds off, or knocking a little bit of time off of what I've done. I don't think I've nailed any particular run here. We had some pretty bad corners. I can't really see all the information. Well, I know you guys can't see all the information. You can see the important thing, I think, up in the corner, which is the elapsed time. Other than that, I mean, you can see everything. It's just that you got the, hold it. You got the chat window in front of you, so it's obscured slightly. Oh, if I could have done that corner better, I think I would have had a much better chance. I think I probably got a better time. It's questionable whether I will make up position, though, because the AI, of course, always does better as the laps go by, where I'm not necessarily going to do that. And I was sloppy coming up on the final couple turns, which are difficult. And I overshoot these a lot, so let's prepare for it a little bit better. And smoother, much smoother. And around, oh, that wasn't so smooth. Oh, you, okay, you got a faster lap. Go sue me. I think I did get a better lap. So if I look in the upper right-hand corner, R was 151, and my fifth was 153. So no, my fastest lap was like my third lap. It would make sense if I finish 18th because the top 14 get in, and on official practice, the top 14 get in, and then 4 more qualify from Q1, which would mean I should be, if all other things were equal, which of course they aren't. If all other things were equal, I would be between 15th and 18th in the actual qualifier. Because I was I was behind the top 14 in official practice, but I was within the next 4 in Q1. Well, I got by that person smoothly. Now, can I actually get a better lap than that person? Can I stay ahead of that person? It's odd that you do these qualifiers with so many people on the track. Anybody can go on the track anytime they want. They're trying to get the best times. Obviously, if there was time for everybody to just take their turns, it would be a better... Oh, that was terrible! Come on, accelerate through it. Oh, that was terrible, terrible, terrible. I think that was still my best time. Is that still my best time? No. I see, now I'm reading the board. I shouldn't be doing this. This might be my last lap. 151 is the record, and R6 was 150. I don't know. R must stand for record. Still trying to figure this thing out. R must stand for record, and then that's the lap. Shows the last 5 laps. So lap 6, that's 153. So my best record, my best lap so far has still been lap 2, where I was 2 seconds ahead of the next closest. I don't know what I did in lap 3, but it was better than what I've been doing, what I did before or since, by definition. And what best lap means, right? Better than the ones before and the ones since. Unless, of course, it's the first or last lap, then it's just better than the ones since or the ones before, I suppose. Better than all the others, both before and since, if applicable. Before and or since. There we go. The best lap, the fastest lap is the lap that's better than all the laps before and or since. Now I've got that straightened out. No, I'm not like, particular retentive about those kind of things. Okay, let's get some good speed going for the last lap, because I know that wasn't going to be a record. Or was it? I got a 151. No, last lap was not a 151. I'm looking at the wrong thing. 154, yeah, I knew that wasn't close. I really should stop trying to look up at that thing. You guys probably can't see the little numbers either, because it's grayed out. Well, people are chatting, you'd have a hard time. If I ever get a lot of chatters, I will make the chat box smaller. I'm not sure where would be the place to put it, because it depends on the game I'm playing. But yeah, right now I have almost never filled up the entire chat box of chat, except for one time when I joked with somebody who said, who was giving a lot of highlighted chat because they had the channel point saved up. I got so much maintenance to do on this stream. I gotta fix channel point things and get more emotes and stuff. But anyway, and so I made a joke. I said, "Boy, you could fill up enough. You know, you got enough channel points. You could just fill up the chat box with highlighted messages." And they took me seriously. I did not mean it seriously. And you know, I laughed. And so then they started chatting with really just like a whole screen of emotes, and then highlighted. And it was like, oh, come on, guys. I finally had to time them out. Still 18. What was the score? 151.009. I don't know if that was my best or not. I can't really see it at this point. When 153, I wasn't that far behind. I was half a second behind. Less than half a second behind. Oh no, less than a second behind. So I was about 6 tenths. 6 to 7 tenths behind. Anyway. Which wasn't bad. How far back was I from the guy in front of me? 12 thousandths. So 1/10 of a second behind. Person ahead of me. That wasn't bad. I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, and they were farther back than the guy ahead. But I don't know. I think this... Wait a minute. There's only 18 in the qualifier? Oh, I was proud of finishing 18th. Only 18. Only 18 go through the qualifier. I was guaranteed 18th place even without doing the qualifier. I did not move my position up. So what happens to how do they determine 19 through 25? Is it based on the practice speed, the official practice? So you initially set your final time. You initially set your starting grid position in official practice, but if you get into qualifying 2, either by being the first 14 in qualifying 1, or
welcome to Termas de Rio Hondo MotoGP fans,
either by being the first 14 in official practice, they get right to qualifying 2.
Just a few more moments,
the
and
next
the images will take us
4
to the
go through qualifying 1 and get to qualifying 2. So now you got 18 people that have a chance to increase or possibly decrease their starting position. But the people between 19 through 25, it is 25, I think, with you included, even though you have a teammate.
We're on the starting grid where the lights will soon go out to
anyway,
start the race.
Oh, there's 26. Okay.
Being a clear day, temperatures are not that high, and it seems that many riders.
So 18 through 26. That means 8 people have to take the position that they made in official practice, whereas the other ones take the position they made in Q2. And then the people that didn't make it in Q1 get a second chance. Q2 is a second. They get a second chance. Q1. Okay, I got that. I think I figured that out. If anybody knows how it works differently, please let me know. And there's definitely time to do the race. There'll probably not be time to do practice after it. But after the race, there are little things to do. Oh, wait, I don't have to hold the clutch down. I got auto starting base. And again, I do have flashbacks on. I will flashback if I fall off, but that's the only only time I will flash back. If I make a really bad turn or something, I will not flash back. This is a casual gameplay reminders. It's called the Full of Fun career playthrough because it is a full playthrough starting from Moto3 through Moto2 up to MotoGP and winning the championship in MotoGP. I do not know how long that will take. I joked in the trailer that I want to at least get it done before I buy the next version in 2030, because I buy these annual versions every 5 years. But hopefully that won't happen. I have adaptive AI on, so the better I do, the better they do. It's a little weird and funky. If I could have spent a whole bunch of time trying out different levels of AI to get a solid one that might be less funky. And no, I'm not going to fall off on purpose just so I can rerun. But yes, so it is to be fun. I'm playing with the arcade experience. The full part is I'm playing an entire career, starting from the bottom and working my way to the top. The pinnacle, in fact. And the fun part is that I'm playing with the arcade experience, because I could not play. I do not have the skill anymore, at least, if I ever had the skill. Well, anymore for two reasons. I do not have the skill anymore to play a more simulated motorcycle game. And for two reasons. One, I'm an old man. My skills have definitely degraded. I was never great in the first place. I was always a tryhard, but now I'm an old man tryhard, which makes me worse. But second of all, games have gotten harder and harder as the years have gone on. This isn't Road Rash or any of the other early arcade games. This is, which of course were not Sims, but games have gotten harder. Just in general, all games have gotten harder, appealing to people either who grew up playing video games from the crib, people that are currently very young and experienced and, in their low teens or through adolescence or pre-adolescence even, who have all the sharpened skills and whatnot, or young adults, people in the 18 to 25 demographic who played video games since they were 6 or 5 or 3 or whatever, and they are still in their prime, or people that are in their 30s and pushing 40. They may no longer be in their prime, but again, all of their experience and all of their practice for, if they're 40s, maybe they've had 40 years of practice. I have had over 60 years. I mean, video games were out 60 years ago. Okay, I rewind. This back far enough, I think I can avoid falling over. So, what was I saying? Yes, I have had less experience because there were no video games until I was in my teens, and then those video games are really simple, of course. But then also, I'm older and have less. My skills have degraded quite a bit. And like I said, I was always a tryhard. I never did anything like to really get great at it. There were, some issues with my upbringing and whatever that made that very difficult. But also, I always liked doing a variety of things. Only couple things that I tried to get really good at were, when I was young, baseball. Although again, I didn't have a lot of opportunities to play it a lot. But I did practice fielding a lot and have really good reflexes. At least then had really good reflexes and athletic enough to make athletic plays and stuff. Second baseman is my position. So, you know, off balance throws and stuff is important. But then later in life, past my early adulthood, my late childhood, early adulthood, when I played baseball, I guess teen, I don't know. I can't think of what years anything was or how old it was. I'm an old man. Don't expect me to remember anything. But then after that, billiards was pocket billiards, pool. I took seriously, and I got pretty good at that. I was in a very competitive league, and it wasn't a bar league. It was a serious league. We played on full-size 9-foot tables, and was in one of the stronger leagues, probably the strongest league that played on full-size tables in the Twin Cities area. But you know, one of. And I played there, and I played worked my way up, played on the championship team. I was like the fifth stick maybe on the team, either fourth or fifth stick on the team. There were five people on a team. But I wasn't an alternate. I was a main guy. And we went to a few state championships. And the state championships, we played on bar tables, which the game is so much difficult on a 7-foot table than on a 9-foot table. Let me tell you, all the success we had on 9-foot tables all went out the window when we tried to play on 7-foot tables. We practiced a little bit, but still, you can't practice for a month and get the feel of how the precision you need on getting the cue ball to where it needs to be, especially when the cue ball is a little bit heavier because it has a metal plug in it, although they use some optical things, but it's also a little bit bigger, which means that it's heavier. So if it doesn't fit, I don't think they use magnets anymore, but at that time, it was like just slightly enough larger that it would go down a different track, the bar table. So the cloth is different. The bounces, because of the cloth in particular, the bounces off the rail are different. The precision you need on I thought the guy was going to come out and get me again. The precision you need on the cue ball, because there's less room, and trying to get that precision with an unfamiliar cloth and unfamiliar rails is it's just a completely different game. On the higher levels, it's a completely different game. And so you can't just play. We would play for weeks in advance, and it was a disaster. Play nowhere near our level. But I did play with another group of people we weren't having a state tournament that year in Minnesota. We played in Wisconsin state tournament as well. Weren't having a state tournament that year in Minnesota, but there was a big tournament that was kind of organized as a substitute for the state tournament. It wasn't as prestigious, but my team, it was like a pickup team, and had 3 out of the 5 players that were really good, I'd say, and then 2 of them were in league. They're all from league, and then 2 were. So I was probably the second or third stick, probably the second stick, maybe first, probably the second stick. Anyway, we got third place in a heartbreaker. Cleared third with double elimination, and we lost in the losers bracket final. So I think it was third, maybe it was second. Did we win the losers bracket final and then lost the? I know we did have one loss. Anyway, but so I got a nice little plaque. So I got some money from winning the. I won a couple, or I placed high. I think I won one bar tournament. I placed high. We had some tournaments at the local pool hall. Or I placed okay, like in the money, but not enough money to pay for my entry fee. You know, won the yearly league enough to definitely get a profit on the amount we put in the pool on a couple occasions, or seasonal. There are three league seasons a year, I should say. There was or two. No summer league, but then there was a fall, winter, and a winter, spring. There was a summer league, but it was less well attended. It was very short summer season. Anyway, so that was the thing I did more seriously. And I practiced a lot. I had a table. I had a house that had room for a table in it, so I had a table. Got the professional cloth on it, the best cloth I could get. So it was a high-end table. Not the highest end, but it was considered a high-end table. And so I practiced a lot, got really good. Sorry, brother. And took it really seriously, but then I didn't have time. I got older. I didn't have, for various reasons I won't get into, didn't have the opportunity to practice as much. And my skills in the league just kept going downhill. I went from in the top quarter, maybe top fifth, 75th to 80th percentile in the league, to like the 25th percentile in the league. Now the league did get a little bit harder, I think, as time went by. More and more people heard about it. More of the casuals dropped out. But still, you know, you could tell from my play that I just got completely lost it. Lack of practice, continued practice was one thing, but then other stressors in life and just my age, as getting older, my reflexes weren't as good, my eyesight wasn't as good. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, reflexes in pool, but my feel, my steadiness, you know, my fine motor control, my eyesight wasn't as good. And also, probably primarily, my nerve wasn't as good. And that's something that you don't think about. But as you get older, that is also a key component to any fine motor control. Well, I guess any sport. Nerve is important, any competitive endeavor, and you know, and especially with a fine motor control sport like darts or pool or other non-reactive sports like golf. Even though this is not a fine motor control sport, it's a long muscle sport. It's you're not reacting, so you got to sit there and your putts and you have to think about them and whatever. So as you get older, that's not just your physical skills that start to deteriorate. So. And I'm not looking to see where I am. I'm just focusing on that line, because this is a full of fun playthrough, and it's fun to know when to break and know what the ideal line is to take. Because this is how I play. I just went through a whole 20 minutes of talking about how I'm not very good at video games. I was never great, but I was, competent. Now I've been feeling incompetent for a whole number of years. But I still have fun with it. And so if you're a casual player, which odds are you are, odds are you're also probably better than me, but odds are you're a casual player. The whole purpose of my playthroughs is just to sit and relax and have fun with other people watching. Oh, there was lap 8. Oh, I thought it was lap 9. And I lied. I said I wasn't paying attention to my position. I lied. Oh, I got one more lap to go. Oh. I also lie sometimes. They're going to come past me. They always do this. This is what the adaptive AI is like. They give you a chance in the second to last lap. And then in the last lap, they put it on, and you got to hold on. Or sometimes they'll let you catch up, like in the third to last lap, and then in the last lap, second to last, they'll blow by you, and then maybe they'll slow down and give you a chance to pass in the last lap. And one of the last 2 laps, they usually give you some chance to pass, but then they take that chance away. That was not a smooth turn. I know at any moment I'm going to see that blue chevron. There it is. Oh, no. Got to fight there. See? 2 and 3. You're 2 and 3. I'm 1. You're 2 and 3. I didn't mean to push him off the course, but I have a feeling I might have eliminated one of my 2 competitors. Oh, I'm nervous. See? What was I just saying about... no, I see him there. Don't want him to take me. Don't take me. I'm swerving to not give you room to take me. He might cut in. I'll cut out on here. Oh no! Oh, I think I cheated. Oh no! I knew that last turn was going to be my downfall.
As the Moto3 riders perform their final lap, let's take a look at the final round of the race, which has just finished.
Let's rewind until I can hit him. Knock him out of my way. Well, the worse I do, the adaptive AI should come through. And that was a very exciting race. I thought I was going to win it. I thought I had won it after 8 laps. It reminds me of the game F1. If you played against the AI in F1, at least in the 2015 and 2020 version, I haven't played as much. 2010, 2015, and 2020 from what I've played. They do the same thing. They give you a chance. Somewhere in the last few laps, they give you a chance. They make it look like there's no chance. Then they give you a chance at the end. Do we watch the replay of that last lap? No, not gonna watch the replay. I'm still in the Riders' Championship by 1 point. How is that possible? I was in, I don't know. Well, I came in second. That's a lot of points. I didn't look to see where I was in the Riders' Championship. Okay. That's good. It's only 1 point, though. Can I... Oh, no, I was going to say, can I click on that guy? But no, I went to the team championship. And here's my team. We're not a great team. I might very well be playing 2 seasons until I get into Moto2. I might get an offer into Moto2 at the end of this season. I might not take it, though. It's going to depend. It would make the series shorter if I took it, potentially. But I might not take it. It depends on, I might only get 1, and it's going to depend on the bike and things like that. If I get offered a position in the worst team in Moto2, I probably won't get offered a Moto 1. But then with the adaptive AI, I don't know, maybe I would get offered a Moto 1. But at least one season in Moto 3, and then we'll see at the end of the season. I'll decide. I'm likely to get an offer for Moto 2, but I'll decide then if I want to stay on Moto 3 and into Moto 2. And to be honest, one of the factors is going to be whether I think I look good in their outfit with my green accoutrements. So I don't think there are any other yellow bikes, but there are. I know in Moto 1 there's a what is it, Castrol or something team, and it's like, maybe that's not Castrol. Some team that has a lot of green in it. I'm fighting for that team. I want that team. I think they drive a Honda too, and I like Hondas. So we'll see if I get a Honda offer in Moto 2 that I like. Although the Hondas in Moto 2, like, they cover up, you can't see the numbers. But I'm willing to change the background of my number to.
We're back from Parc Ferme with
I'll show you the.
three finishers. This girl got a
I'll
great
show you
second place
the
today,
editor
with
a little bit if you're not
outstanding
familiar
performance.
this time. Did you see the? I can't remember if the last race whether I came in first or second. You may have seen the second. This is what the racer does when she comes in second, the rider. When she comes in first, she jumps up and down with her team, so it's a little bit more involved. Yay! I progressed to newcomer. Do I get something for that? Oh, I should have looked to see if there was. Oh, they're gonna ask me about the bike. I should. What do I want? Do I want engine power or do I want fuel delivery? It's going to be the motor either way. Now, the manufacturer wants stability, so I'll get more manufacturer satisfaction if I use stability, which is more likely, I think, to get me a position on a Honda for next season. No, I want the engine improved. And then they'll ask me again what aspect of the engine. I said I did play through one. So if you go to, and I do have to make sure I check my messages. If you go to bike development, you see the array there. Lower left, that little thing. Controlled fuel delivery needs some help. Stability and handling are great, but it needs the engine. I think the more balanced it is, the better, but I don't know if that's true. So, controlled fuel delivery needs a lot of help. Engine power needs a little bit of help. So, I don't know. You have to answer the questions right, so you have to have some previous knowledge on what constitutes handling, stability, what constitutes engine, what constitutes power, and what constitutes controlled fuel delivery. Anyway, so after the next race, they'll ask me, okay, what aspect of the engine do you want to work on? And you have to answer in a way that leads to either engine power or controlled fuel delivery, and you have to know what answer to do that. Anyway, and if you look at bike and team, is it bike and team or is it? Oh, it's bike development. You can team comparison, like button, so you can see where other people are. Like this team really has a lot of engine power. This team really has a lot of, I don't know what that is. Fuel consumption, whatever, or controlled fuel delivery, which is not the same as fuel consumption. Controlled fuel delivery. I don't know what that does. Is one of them acceleration and the other one is top speed or something? I don't know. There's no wiki for the game, so this guy's more balanced and they're better than us in every way. This person is more well balanced. Whoa, they're exactly the same as us. They must also be a rookie squad or something. They're even more extreme, but they're better than us in most of the classes. This person is a little imbalanced. This person is very imbalanced. This is way, way imbalanced. And I don't know what position those teams are in. So, no transfer rumors. Okay, I do need to go here because this is important. I have one new message, and I got to say nice things about whatever this person says. Arcade's second place definitely puts us in a spot for the next race. We have to try to close the gap as soon as possible. And I got to say it in a nice way. The race today was really tough. I'll try to do better in the next race, but I know it'll be hard work. Either that or you can answer like a jerk and say, I wanted to win. Obviously, these points will still help us reach our objective. I don't know why that's not a nice way. Anyway, the thumbs up. And that improves my relationship with them. And supposedly that makes a difference. You know, maybe they try to run you off the road less. Oh, and it is. The next round is a race-off, and there's no time for the race-off now. So, well, I think we can get a race-off in and a qualifier, Q1 qualifier, in the next episode. So if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. I will, I can do the race-off and Q and official practice. I don't know if I have time for any of the qualifiers, though. So if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Ow. See, I moved where the mic is, and it sounds better, but I bump it more. I can't see it. Anyway, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to be it for this YouTube episode. The next episode will be the next weekend at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is midnight UK, and noon the next day in New Zealand. Either way, thank you much for watching. Twitch, stick around. YouTube, next episode. I will see you then.